Welcome back to Project America TV. I got a real quick video here, kind of a success story, little victory story to give you. Some of you have been following the Subway announced that they had this yoga mat plastic in their bread, and that led to a lot of people looking into it and reading up about it, and come to find out that there's a lot of bread that contains this chemical that makes it nice and fluffy. The chemical is called Azodicarbonamide, I think is how you pronounce it. I can't even pronounce it. But this lady uncovered it. She has a health and food blog, Food Babe. I think it's foodbabe.com. I don't know. You can find her all over YouTube, though. But anyway, she's the one who was investigating it and finally got Subway to say, yes, we use that, but the FDA allows it. And yes, it's a very trace amount. The FDA allows 45 parts per million, which amounts to 0.00045% of a 100-pound bag of flour, which is, you know, that's a small amount, but still it raises the question of why is it even there? Why do we have to have yoga mat plastic in bread? It's not, you know, bread is yeast, flour, a little milk, butter, salt. That's all you need to make bread. You don't need the azodicarbonamide in there. So anyways, I started looking like a lot of people, and my local grocery store is Ingles Supermarkets, and their store brand is Lynn. So I started looking, and sure enough, all the Lynn brands have this in it, and you can't miss it because it's a big long word in that ingredients list. That stands out because it takes up almost an entire line all by itself. But sure enough, Ingles Supermarkets in their Lynn brand had it in there. So I went over to their Facebook and I posted that, hey, how come you guys have this in your bread? Have you seen the Subway story? Well, they deleted my first post. So I went back and I said, hey, you deleted my first post. Let's address this issue here. And of course they said, oh, we didn't delete anything. And I was like, well, you know, I screenshot any Project America TV thing I do on a company's Facebook. I take a screenshot to prove it. And so I was like, I have the proof. You can't deny it. You deleted it. But anyways, long story short, they came back and they said, hey, we're talking to our supplier and they will remove that ingredient from our bread. So I was like, small victory. Now, I'm not saying I did that. I'm sure they were well aware of the Subway fiasco going on and doing damage control. So before my post, I'm sure they were well aware of what was going on. So I'm not claiming any victory with Ingles Supermarkets, but it was nice to see them publicly say on their Facebook that yes, we will be removing that. It may take a few months. So excellent, and I went on to tell Ingles that, you know, I support their grocery store. I live in a very small town where we have Ingles or Super Walmart or Buy Low, and I support Ingles Markets. They're trying to carry more organics. They're trying to carry more local produce, more local beef. So I really like the Ingles supermarket chain, and I'm glad that they've, like a lot of companies, said we need to remove this out of our bread, because it doesn't need to be there, for one. Two, it's not healthy. And three, you know, we don't want to be on the news. Because I also threatened them with a news crew, TV crew, and that got a little action too. So, anyways, a little small victory, but I guess the meat of this video would be to read the labels when you go to the store, and why we as a society don't even question these ingredients lists. You've got ingredients lists that are huge, and they don't have to be. Like Mike Adams over at naturalnews.com, he did a little piece. He calls it an investigative story, but there's really no investigation. He read the label and took a picture of it. But he did a thing on cereals that have a fruit in their name but contain no fruit. But yet here as a society we don't even care, and we don't even read it. And take for instance right here, this is a real kind of kick in the teeth right here, the total 100% blueberry pomegranate cereal. It's got the big America's #1 source for whole grain and yada la la la. There's no fruit in it. There's none. They carry, it says right in big letters, blueberry pomegranate, total 100% nutrition. There's no blueberries or pomegranates in it. There is, they use, you know, their quote-unquote natural and artificial flavor. You know, who cares about that? And a lot of dyes and a lot of chemicals and BHT and everything else, but there's no fruit in it. It's ridiculous. We need to wake up as a society and start reading this and start making your dollars speak, because change can come about by how the consumer spends their money, plain and simple. You know, all this stuff, BHT, they still don't. They're like, oh, BHT, it might be harmful. Who knows? Just, you know, BHT to preserve freshness. Well, I have a box of Kashi Simply Maize right here, which is non-GMO project verified. Yes, Kashi was soon bought out by some big food corporation, but still they have to meet the USDA guidelines to get the USDA organic seal. And if Total needs, you know, natural and artificial flavor, sucralose color, red 40 lake, red 40 lake, blue 2 lake, other added colors, vitamin E mixed with tocopherols and BHT and all this other crap that they claim makes it taste delicious and ensures freshness when you buy it. How come Kashi is Simply Maize is organic whole grain corn, organic dried cane syrup, salt, and organic molasses? 4 ingredients. But people will question this. Oh, I'm not paying $3.78 a box for that when I can buy Fruit Loops for $2.50. It's absolutely ridiculous. So it comes back to the small amount of Azodicarbonamide being put in bread. Even though it's a small amount, it doesn't need to be there. So really, make your choice. And if you see stuff like this Total Blueberry Pomegranate cereal that has no blueberries or no pomegranates, don't buy it. It's just a racket to make them money, to get you hooked on that delicious flavor of chemicals they've created. And it's just not worth it. You want a good cereal? This is my new favorite. I love this. And I'm not big on cornflakes or anything like that. But this is delicious. And it's even better if you just eat it dry. Don't even put milk on it. Just eat it dry. But 4 ingredients versus Total Blueberry Pomegranate with their 50+ ingredients in it. It's a joke. Please read your labels. Please make your dollars count so you'll be heard. And don't buy this processed crap.